Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder are slated to finally fight each other, Lord willingly, on Saturday, October the 9th, 2021. Obviously, this fight comes off the back of Anthony Joshua's loss at the hands of undefeated Ukrainian Alexander Usyk. Tyson Fury, his supporters, including the Tyson Fury fanatics, should be mad for this glory going to a Ukrainian former cruiserweight as opposed to their man who by now could have been the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Men learn from history that men don't learn from history. Hey Ringsiders, what is going on? This is your host, Boxing's Objective Observer, and welcome back to Ringside Stories. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, thumbs up, and hit that notification bell if you enjoy the content. Now, Ringside Stories is not a fanboy channel. As being Boxing's Objective Observer, it is my goal to offer content providing much needed context on major events in the sport of boxing to the best of my ability. When fights for Undisputed can be made, there is a small window of opportunity to get that fight actually locked in, because anything can happen in boxing, especially in the heavyweight division. Today's point, men learn from history that men don't learn from history. So when it comes to making the fight for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world, we saw what happened when Joshua versus Wilder fell through in 2018, 2019, and just now with what should have been Joshua versus Fury. And deep down, all parties involved know this, especially Team Fury. Yet still, there's a false notion amongst Fury fanatics, casual boxing fans, that Team Joshua was disingenuous about really wanting the Fury fight, or for whatever reason, in the minds of these people, Anthony Joshua has been the one avoiding the Tyson Fury fight.
When he's ready, when he's settled and he knows exactly what he's doing, come and find me, because I can't be chasing a man that's fighting Wilder, fighting Caballero, announcing he's fighting me twice this year. I just realized that, let me just wait until he's ready and he'll know where I'm at.
Now, remember this interview?
I'm not optimistic that the fight will ever happen, to be fair.
You don't think he wants it?
Nah. He talks a good game, but is he really a fighting man? I'm not really too sure. But I don't think the fight will happen. We've been trying to do this fight since we was 22 years old.
On this segment, Tyson Fury lied about a bunch of things on national television in his conversation with England's Football Hall of Famer, Gary Neville. Yet when AJ lost to Usyk, Tyson Fury's response was,
he won his fight, good luck to him. There's not much to express. Did I watch the fight? Yes, I did. Was I absolutely wounded that he won? Yes, I was. I was hoping Joshua could win the fight, but he couldn't, and that's none of my business. And one thing that I have learned in my life, and not that I've ever been involved in other people's businesses, but I always keep this nose out of everybody else's business.
And the fight Saturday, September the 25th, 2021, should not have involved Alexander Usyk, but Tyson Fury. A fight we will not see anytime soon, and maybe a fight we will never see, or at least definitely not as it would have been would it have gone down in the summer of 2021, with two British world champions, the Gypsy King being undefeated for all of the marbles in heavyweight boxing. That is what boxing fans have been robbed of. Today's point isn't about pointing fingers. This is about understanding and dealing with proper context. So let's go over a timeline dating back the end of 2020, which was supposed to lead to Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury for the undisputed heavyweight world championship. AJ calls out Tyson Fury.
Of course I want to challenge. It's not about the opponent, it's about the legacy and the belt. Whoever's got the belt, I'd love to compete with them. If that is Tyson Fury, let it be Tyson Fury.
Team AJ tries to make the AJ versus Fury fight happen.
Really now in the stage of just trying to solve any remaining issues of the fight, of which there aren't many, to be honest with you, and trying to move forward collectively to let the governing bodies know that we plan to stage this fight probably in May, and we would like this to be for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. So a few small issues to iron out, but I think we can start looking at drawing up contracts and trying to get this moving.
Well, I talked with Eddie earlier in the week. We're going to be going over a draft contract. I'm in contact with Frank, and I think Eddie is going to forward a draft to me by the end of the week, maybe over the weekend, and I'll circulate it to Frank. And based on my conversations with Eddie, I don't see any major difficulties in effectuating this event.
Team Fury is pessimistic.
Do I think I'm going to be fighting Joshua in the next 10 minutes? Hell no. Do I think the fight will eventually happen sooner or later? Yes. It has to happen. But do I think it's imminent right next minute? No, I don't.
But all I'm doing is being realistic about it. And for how many months now has this fight been done?
It was just good to hear from the horse's mouth. He wants it. Both teams accepted an offer. We're papering that offer, and it will be done very soon.
No one doesn't want it to happen. But it's no good saying, oh, it's done, because what's the date? Tell me where the venue is. You know, I don't know any of that. I don't know that at the moment. We're involved in it, so, you know, no one knows it.
The old Joshua, listen, he's my British rival. I've been waiting for a British rival for so long, and they always get bumped off along the way somehow. Or something happens to him, they shit themselves and they don't want to fight me.
2 British world heavyweight champions for the undisputed
It's
heavyweight
never been done
champion.
before,
And it will
has
never be done again.
It's history in the making.
Tyson Fury gives props to Eddie Hearn.
Listen, the one thing I will say about Eddie though is he's trying his best to make this fight happen, whatever fight that is. And yeah, he's working hard, so credit to him.
Well, I don't think the date is the problem at all. I think everybody's agreed that the act can be moved to the 14th. That's not the issue at all. And what we're all trying to do is get this over the line. But the only way we're going to get it over the line is by the fighters. And in this particular case, Tyson getting certain assurances. And if he gets them, then he'll put pen to paper. But as it is now, he's waiting for those, you know, for the other side's lawyers to confirm what he wants. We want to fight. Everybody wants to fight. For once, Eddie Hearn and I agree that we have the common aim here.
Promoter Eddie Hearn gets the deal done.
14th in Saudi Arabia is the done deal. It is Eid over there at the moment, so it's a bit difficult to put pressure on in terms of, you know, securing financial documents and paperwork that Team Fury need. Don't forget, it's the same organisation that we did the Andy Ruiz fight with, so we're very comfortable with the deal. But as far as they're concerned, they've never worked together before, so they're doing the right job, which is to make sure that everything is in order from their side. It's nice now to get everybody moving forward saying yes, August 14th it's on, and you know, we can move forward now, start planning the press tours, the media tours, and a build-up that will be possibly as good as the fight in many ways, and start to get very excited after a long road.
Tyson Fury announces AJ versus Fury for August 14th, 2021.
Hey there, Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King. Got some massive news for you all, guys. I've just got off the phone from Prince Khalid of Saudi Arabia. He told me this fight's a 100% on. August 14th, 2021, summertime. All eyes of the world will be on the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And I cannot wait, repeat, cannot wait to smash Anthony Joshua on the biggest stage of all times. This is going to be the biggest sporting event ever to grace the planet Earth. Do not miss it. All eyes on us. Peace out. God bless. See you all in Saudi! Yes!
There is no controversy between the two fighters as far as going ahead. So the Matchroom, Queensberry and Top Rank and their lawyers are working to finalize the contract with the Saudis. We've made great progress. Both fighters are eager for the fight. So hopefully it'll happen August 14th.
A few days later, AJ versus Fury is off, and Tyson Fury signs the Deontay Wilder trilogy.
Wilder, contract signed, you're getting smashed. Are you sure now?
I am.
Or should we just hijack out of it and go to Saudi Arabia and fight somebody else?
Okay, everyone's on board. Tyson Fury comes out, the fight's on, I'm happy, it's all done. Spoke to the Saudis, got confirmation, let's go.
I believe that the law and the facts were on our side and that Fury could go ahead and fight Joshua. The judge, the arbiter, saw it differently.
I mean, what sort of ruling is that from an arbitrator to order a rematch with a specific date? And then, when the arbitration ruling comes through, you clearly see that Top Rank had the ability to terminate the agreement with Deontay Wilder back in, I think it was December. But the fact is, they didn't terminate. They kept planning the fight. They kept talking to Top Rank, to PBC.
It's a great shame we are where we are, but I think that had people have done what they're supposed to have done, as per the agreement, that, you know, keeping the announcements, that the announcements between all of us, all parties, it was an agreed announcement, then I think, you know, it may have tempered it, and it may, and I don't know whether these announcements were having any effects on the arbitrator, who think, hang on a minute, I'm the one who's going to decide what's going on here, not you lot. I don't know whether it did have an effect or not, but these are things that, you know, you have to consider. Okay.
No one tried 1 inch to ever make this fight, apart from me and AJ and 258. Right?
In as much as everybody keeps saying, oh, you know, I'm being negative because I wasn't saying, oh, it's done, it's great, and it's on. I was just being a realist about it. For me, you know, until it was signed and so forth.
I'd like to believe that Tyson Fury wants this fight and wanted this fight, and basically he was just fucked by others. But the whole thing absolutely stinks. AJ feels that Fury never wanted to fight him, that Fury was just using his name for clout. I think there's a very valid argument with that.
At this magnitude, all the T's and dots have to be sorted out, because if they're not, it can cause a problem. And there were other things to be to be done. But
Anthony Joshua loses to Alexander Usyk.
And new heavyweight champion of the world, the fighting pride of Ukraine. Wow! Alexander Usyk.
In the aftermath,
you know, as I said to Tyson whilst the fight was on, is, you know, could you imagine what it'd have been if you'd have been in there? Because who's a big guy, who's got all the moves that Usyk's got, he's got a great boxing brain, can punch, he's a much bigger puncher. You'd have had him out early.
Disappointing loss for AJ. I think he can come back, but it's a bad one to swallow, and it's a tough one to prepare for in the rematch. Like, how does he change? What does he do? And I know I said he's underperformed, but maybe he was trying to put shots together, maybe he was trying to be aggressive, and he was just shut out because Usyk was that clever and that good.
So how good was, at the end of the day, how good was Joshua? I mean, really, I know the Brits love their guys, and I'm with you. I'm not joking around. I'm not trying to tease you right now. But let's be honest. How good? How good?
But actually, it was Usyk that finished strong. And Usyk that took the game plan away from him and dominated and ultimately beat him up, because that's what he did in the end. So, yeah.
Maybe Joshua, we built him. I didn't, but maybe everyone built him up, or some people built him up. Maybe. A little bit too much.
Back page of the Sun as well. It's actually Frank Warren talking about the fact it was a £200 million fight. Now we'd be lucky to get £200. And he basically says AJ's absolutely killed the biggest fight in British boxing history. We were lining up a £200 million fight with a 50-50 split, but on the back of that performance, Joshua would do well to demand £200.
Could you tell us anything that Tyson said to you on text about the fight?
He was gutted, because it's something we've all tried to work hard towards, and it would never happen now, because he's lost his belts, so those 4 belts will never go on the line between the 2 guys. So that's sad, but you know, it is what it is.
Was I absolutely wounded that he won? Yes, I was. I was hoping Joshua could win the fight, but he couldn't, and that's none of my business.
So in my estimation, Tyson Fury and his team know the Joshua fight for Undisputed is gone, especially if AJ loses to Usyk in their immediate rematch, when the opportunity for Tyson Fury was right in front of him.
I've got no interest in slating anybody, you know, or kicking anybody while they're down. It ain't my style. I like to pick on someone who's doing well, successful, on top of the game. I don't like picking on people who are down and probably at the lowest point and probably mentally unstable and unwell.
And to Tyson's defense, he didn't kick AJ after AJ's first loss, that being to Andy Ruiz Jr. So he seems to be honest about that. However, Fury, his team, and his fanatics should be disgruntled of the AJ versus Usyk result, because that should have been AJ versus Fury in the first place. I mean, everybody supporting Tyson Fury, including the Gypsy King himself, were confident that he was going to beat Anthony Joshua in the first ever undisputed heavyweight world title fight between 2 British heavyweight world champions.
Yeah, I can't wait to get the big dosser in the ring, give him a good hiding, and prove to the world what a fake he is.
and that there's only one dominant heavyweight champion. He goes by the name of the Gypsy King, undefeated, indestructible, unbeatable. Never will lose a fight in the history of this sport, ever. Will retire with the crown. I'm not lucky, I'm blessed.
You think this is an easy fight for you?
100%. 100%. I cannot be beat by a fighter. A normal fighting man cannot beat the Gypsy King.
You know, imagine I'm now set to fight Fury 3 months away, and then 2 weeks before the fight he pulls out. This is the type of character I'm dealing with. So what I'm just gonna bide my time. When he's ready, he knows where I am. I'm keen, I'm a straight shooter, I don't mess around. If he wants to fight, he knows I'll fight. He knows I'll fight him.
With the most lucrative deal in history on the line, in an era where there are so many talented heavyweights in the sport, easily to be another golden era in heavyweight boxing. By now, we should have crowned a new undisputed heavyweight world champion, something that we have been waiting for ever since Lennox Lewis in November of 1999. But still, as of today, we haven't seen an undisputed world heavyweight champion, because men learn from history that men don't learn from history. These are just my thoughts. Let us know yours in the comments below. If you're new to this channel, we make content about boxing and combat sports from a unique point of view. So if you enjoy that type of content, feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, and switch on all notifications. That's how you'll know when the next fire video drops. Welcome to Ringside Stories. Now, if you've done that already, you're awesome. We already know that you are the true undisputed world champion. Till next time, Ringsiders, this is your host, Boxing's Objective Observer with Ringside Stories. Thanks for watching and have a legendary day.